Hey everybody, what's up? This is RetroKid. Not doing the usual hand wipe because this is a lot of bullpup for such a small package. So with that being said, let's get to it. My first product review for 2025, and with the lighting not with me even in 4K. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out. Getting the old one working because I think I said this in my forgot which review when I was trying out the new lighting I got over the weekend. Sorry, over the holidays. Go to that review if I can find that. Yeah, those are going to be strictly for Nerf, or in this case, X-Shot related products. So, this is the X-Shot Fury Pro X, if I'm not mistaken. The design scheme from what you guys are seeing for $15, I'm going to try to emphasize this for the rest of this review. So, go with me on that. And I think I got a little more shadow than usual. Well, gonna have to bear with it. Yeah, I think I got enough natural lighting. Sorry. I guess my 4K is just trying to, like, the bounce out stuff. Anyway, having said that, for $15, you do not get this P card. This was from my previous review for the Dark Zone Pro, so go to that. And, or this site, because I think this is from my previous review of, I think, the Aeon Pro X, so go to that review as well. But you get basically this, a pull-pup, essentially, pistol. And the trigger guard is right here with the lock as well. Take that down. There is a mag release, ambidextrous on both sides. If you see that, slide there and there. So before we get to talking about my, I guess only like, what, 5 minutes of trigger time with this so far, the review roundup for this is very glowing, very positive. I think internationally in the UK, to my UK audiences, hi, hello, as always. I think they got this like a month early before the new year, so, go to any usual international UK Nerf channels, they may not have got a hold of this early. Ergonomically, it's a lot better than what it is. I think it's the same skins material as the long shot that this is related to. We'll talk more about that later. And my previous review, still love doing that, the lock blaster. As you can tell, I did not take out the lock gimmick. I think Tag and maybe Captain Xavier figured out ways to bypass the lock in case you guys don't want to remember the code. So again, go to those reviews as usual. Anyway, back to the current product at hand. The painting and articulation... Oh, wait. This is a figure. Yeah, I'm very much aware. I think Ri-Fi, if I got his name right, go to his review for this blaster. Also does Marvel Legends figure reviews. And as much as I love to say he's encroaching on my material, hey, he's got better camera equipment than me and better editing. So, hey, I'm not going to fault him there. So, first and foremost, the totally not Talon P-Mag they got going on here. It's at 15... if you can see that, I'm mirrored, so I won't know, till probably when I get the official review out. So yeah, long story short, 15 mag, pistol, so essentially once you see it stops at there, that's basically where you gotta stop loading. If it takes the buffers off, could make a good, modded, like, 18 stick mags if you really need it for a pinch. For $15, again, I really want to emphasize this. So yeah, the body and color orientation is very skins designed, and more importantly, in this particular blaster's case, I think the reskinned Longshot Pro X that came out a few years ago. No review here because I was definitely afraid of the plunger rod of that breaking with new materials and beefier springs. So that being said, how is the slam fire? Pretty hard to get on camera, but it's a lot more poppy than it sounds. I think on Grimm's Mods video, go to his base review for it before the overhaul mods. I think he tested with, I think, some heavy half-lengths. For the purposes of this video, I'm only going to do with the base half-lengths they have. I know this takes Dark Zone Embers, I think the regular base grays just fine. I don't know on the Nitro shot that came with the Venom Pro last year, so probably will take that just fine. Ergonomically, the magwell is a lot better than what it looks. Again, I don't know every single community blaster it takes, but for the half-length rounds that I have here, this was last year's Aeon Pro. Takes it just fine, and no shake, no rattle. Quick release is just fine as well. And this is the mag, I believe, from my Jurassic World blaster. Go to my review for that. Takes that just fine, and I think the barrier for the stoppage on this magwell actually clicks in and confirms it, I think, the most ergonomically, so that's pretty cool there, too. And for the last and not least, the base faux katana mag they had back during the Nexus Pro days, pre-X. Takes it just fine, and loads them just fine. So for the purposes of this review, I won't do every single load for all mags. I did a off-screen dry fire test for most of them, and they did pretty well. So overall thoughts, it's a really decent blaster. Again, for $15, you're getting probably what is already the best blaster of 2025 right out of the gate. I know Hasbro is still trying their best with the Pro line. I think the Sender and the I forgot the Torrent are still heavily on sale. So I got this at a RetroKid, by the way, for about that same base price for $15. And that's kind of the big draw of it all. If you saw I want to say Wacom's video a few weeks back when this blaster was new. Takes the P card just fine. I think it also takes the B card if you got that as well from the Nexus Pro blaster from last year as well. So starting off with short rounds, which is unfortunately the only thing that this is chambered in. You don't really see off screen. I might do a pic of it. I'm using my dirty clothes as a dart net, and there's a lot of power in there. The FPS for this is about 140 to potentially 150 FPS on a $15 blaster. Again, let that sink in, everybody. So, moving my blockage aside, yeah, new figure, who this? Pretty good. It's netting, again, my dirty curls just fine, sorry for that. I'm not going to do door hit test, because if it is rocking that much power, that means I got to cushion a lot just in my room alone. Imagine the basement later in the year when I want to do FPS for the shorts. Not bad, and I think if I got... two rounds left. It'll probably be the least showing of what this also has. Slamfire! Oh, and the ricochet do not lie, at least in my, I guess, channel's philosophy. This is absolutely a sleeper hit for blasters of this year. Oh! And we're back. Hang on, sorry. Sorry. New camera, new this, or in this case, new angles do this as far as the new year goes. So, with that all being said, I'll wrap it up here. This is a really decent blaster. I was very worried about how the ergonomics of, like, a bullpup slamfire was going to work, but essentially it's almost close to what you get with Talons or Tooth and Nails, or kind of in that same barometer, but in a bullpup package, which is really interesting to see. Also, I did not get the Twist Fury. I know there was Taffy's design that got to be a official blaster last year. I know it's available, and I believe in Dollar Trees, or I think Dollar Generals. I could also be wrong there as well. Not Meyer for the West Coast guys out there, or I guess Midwest guys as well, as far as the Nerf community goes. Overall, for a starting blaster, and only buying, I think, an Aeon Pro X for a sale just to get the P car and extra mags, you are essentially got a decent starting loadout. As for what this blaster is usually as a bullpup pistol, my hand orientation, my body language does want to shoulder it kind of like a pistol, but the big thing that's holding it in the way is this whole setup with the bullpup design. Like, the sight picture is just fine as is. It's just a little hard for me to try to find something to be like an optic to like work with it. If you guys got the Striker Pro X that I think Wacom used for his test footage for the ranges, could grip it just fine. Overall, it just feels like there's only a few flaws, honestly. Again, $15, so here we go. The body and ergonomics is definitely feeling like Skins blasters of the past, and surprisingly more rigid and about less flex than usual, probably because of the weird jamming like they got in here. So essentially you're supposed to have it, I think, either at the bottom. I tried reading directions before this just to wrap up. And then I think you have to hold the trigger and then check your mag. That should clear the jam or something along that. Again, please read those instructions carefully, or see other people's reviews of it, because essentially I guess the whole mechanism is supposed to like essentially confirm the log, reconfirm the log, and I guess trick the Slamfire to clear the jam for you. But if anything, it'll just probably be ramrodded out like any other half-length blasters the last couple of years. That's kind of what I hope doesn't become the case. I do love the aluminum barrel. I don't know how much you can see in the webbing inside there. It is definitely friction fit for my P car, so imagine B cars and all the other community grade scars of the last couple of years. Also, speaking of our mods roundup, absolutely, Xbox Industries has already figured out how to do a collet. For those who don't know, essentially, he figured out it's the same, I think the front barrel screws are about the same takedown screwed on pins that you got to do to basically rechamber an extended barrel, put a little collet around it, and then do your usual muzzle loads like B and P cars as well, as far as that goes. So my overall thoughts and final scores, I'm pleasantly surprised. 9.5 out of 10. The only thing that's holding it back is really the sight picture and just really wishing that the top rail here had Picatinny, because it is definitely needing some sort of body kit to work around it. Speaking of, for people who are probably going to be doing kits to do pump grips and stuff like that to just bypass the whole loading and not having to shoulder too much with it while slam firing kind of features, definitely worth it. I think Xbox also has a body kit already lined up for his Thingiverse, so I'll try to leave that in the links down below as always. If not, their channel is always on the review roundup. Overall, I would rock it. I'm not gonna lie, this is again, first review bias. This is like straight out of the box, so that you can tell how behind I am with this review. But that having been said, with the mag adaptability is a lot better than you look. Again, I don't have Talons, I don't have Kodamags, I don't have the last couple of years of current day half-length mags. So go to Grimm's video, he did a full orientation of that, as well as dark types, because I think he figured out with a different half-length round, I forgot the exact heavy one, made it get to FPS-wise 170 on a $15 base, not even modded yet, blaster. Again, let that sink in. And with that sinking in, by the way, go to the mag here to hit the notification bell down below, and end card's finally coming up to see my previous reviews, my news also. Other hand over here, speaking of that news, to my overall thoughts with the #1 Sentai Gojuger news that just dropped last week. Shirt here to sub the channel notification bell down below. No Critical Role episode this week, but I will probably do my weekend review as my overall thoughts of how the end game is going to go down after everything with Prodothos as last week for 120. With that said, take care, subscribe. I am RetroKid with your review saying this is probably the longest dry January of content I've had, but I think in the end it's kind of worth it for my first party review for 2025. So for the Fury Pro X, it is absolutely a winner. I highly recommend it. And with that all being said, damn, that Slamfire is good. Seriously, guys, you got to pick it up for $15. Seriously?